Hey everyone, this is so impromptu, but let me say something. I was talking to a client yesterday and I'm teaching him all these skills that he needs to know, to be emotionally intelligent at work and to just consider getting their point across a different way and this how to navigate dealing with difficult boss. And he told me about a situation that happened and what the end result was, and I told him, I said, what you did was not wrong. You handled it correctly. You did the right things. And, I pointed out, I was like, these supervisors have supervisors. You can always talk to them. He said, the other supervisor was kind of similar. And I said, well, that's a problem with leadership. That's a leadership fall. That's a leadership fail. And it is really up to these leaders to be trained properly. Too many people are getting promoted and they're just not experienced. They don't have the experience necessary to lead a group of people. I always say leaders have to understand that you work for those employees. It is about them. It's not about you. How can we continue to keep training people to just navigate the workplace properly when in fact the leaders don't know how to navigate it. They don't know how to deal with people. They're not equipped with it. And you know what? It's not necessarily their fault. It's business's fault at this point. And they asked me the question was, well, what industry does this fall in? I said it falls in all industries. This is a problem everywhere. Leadership development is lacking across all fields. All fields. Whether it be corporate, blue collar, it really doesn't matter. There's no things just universally in place where people say, I have to develop these people to be supervisors. But instead, they're like, oh, you're doing a great job. You apply for a supervisor position. Oh, you got it. Fine. It's perfect. This is good for you. But that's not like just not always the case. Just because they're good in that position doesn't mean they can lead people. It doesn't mean they make great judgment calls. We have to do a better job. We have to develop people into the kind of person that is going to show empathy. They're going to know when to put their foot down. They're going to ask the right questions. They're going to know how to read their people. They're going to treat their people with respect. They're going to train their people to treat others with respect. They're going to show these things. They're going to be the leaders they deserve versus what you're just getting. We have some of these supervisors just talking to people any old kind of way just because they're leaders. And it's just like, it's mind boggling how we think that that is okay to way to navigate. And then you wonder why your turnover rate is high, or you wonder why people are, whispering behind your back, or they're dismissing you and they're not completing assignments and they're not doing the things they need to do in a timely manner. They're not doing it. Why? Because they don't like you. They don't like the way you treat them. They don't like anything. You don't train them. You have expectations, but you don't lead. You just poking and asking and prodding. You wait for deadlines to come up, and you don't teach them in between. You wait to get audited before you even check to see if things are going right. Inspect what you expect. No micromanage, but do a check-in. Hey, do you need help on that project? How is it going? If you know the project's due in 30 days, halfway through, why haven't you checked in on them? Just to see. They might be struggling and afraid to even ask you for help. Check in. Yeah, you want to hire competent people, but they also want competent leadership and they deserve competent leadership. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's where you're supposed to come in, right? You're supposed to be the competent leadership. And if your job is not providing you with the opportunities to train you to be a better leader and giving you those tools, there are resources out there that will help and they will guide you and teach you the ways that deal with people to recognize signs, to ask the right questions, to set boundaries, to do all the things that is necessary for you to be effective, an effective leader, to be a respected leader, not a feared leader, but a respected leader. Someone that they can come to, someone they know when you come around, work should be getting done. Someone when you are not around, work should be getting done because you planted all those seeds and you gave them the tools to succeed. You have to give them the tools to succeed. You have to set them up for success because their success is your success. It's not the other way around. They make you look good. So it is in your duty to give them the tools to look good. You should be giving them the tools to take your job, because in turn, you should be trying to move up yourself. I want to make sure if I move up, I already have 10 people in place that can take my place and nothing's going to fail. I've trained them how to do their job. I trained them how to do my job. I trained them how to deal with people. I trained them how to respect people. I trained them how to be a leader. I trained them how to set boundaries. I trained them how to talk to people. I trained them how to get the respect that both of you deserve. I trained them on everything. I trained them to run this place. You have to train down and you have to train up. And if the person above you is not doing the right thing, you have to train them as well. You have to train them somehow to teach them how to do the job and do it correctly. It doesn't matter if you don't have that job. That's okay, they have it. But we have to train. People don't see the value in training, and there's so much value in training. It is beyond taking a promotion test and passing the promotion test, and now all of a sudden you're a leader. That's just not how things go. You need to learn. I am a firm believer that leadership is innate, but it also can be taught. There are people that are absolutely born leaders and they soar. They soar, but they still got to get trained to teach them and develop them, just like the basketball player. LeBron James was probably born with an ability, an athletic ability, but he still had to practice and train and learn new things. And that's what we have to do to our leaders. That's my little quick rant. If you need any assistance, please just reach out. I offer lots of leadership counseling, coaching, all these things to just make people better, because if we're winning, everyone is winning.